This is the question asked in today's skillrack daily challenge. So we will be given two subject and duration of each subject as input. So in the first line we have English 1 and the test duration is 90 minutes. And then we have the second subject English 2 and the test duration is 90 minutes. So now in our output we have to print the both subjects and the total time duration. So in our output we can see that I am printing English 1 plus English 2. So this is how we should be printing the output, and in the next line I am printing the total time. So the total time is 90 minutes plus 90 minutes, which is equal to 180 minutes. So this is how we should be printing our output. Our task is actually to implement a class named test, which should be returning the subject name and the duration. So let us see the code which is already given to us. So here most of the code is already written. So first we are accepting the first test name and the first test duration, and then we are accepting the second test name and the second test duration, and we are creating two objects for the class named test. And while creating an object itself, in the arguments we are passing the test name as well as the test duration. And then in the printf statement, as we see in the previous format, we are printing the output. So using the methods getName and getDuration, we are printing the output in the required format. So here we are using the methods name getName because already when we are going to create the object itself, we would have initialized the value in the class. So that is why directly with getName we are able to print the output. So now let us see how we will be defining the class named test. So to create a class, the syntax is we should use the keyword class and then we should give the class name. So here the class name is test, so I'm saying class test and then I'm giving a colon at the end. And then whenever we are going to create a class will have a constructor. So the constructor is nothing but the init method. So first we have to give two underscores and then init and then again two underscores. And within the arguments, first we should give self. So this is the syntax for creating a constructor in Python. And then we should give the remaining arguments. So we are giving the name and duration. As we have already seen in the previous code, those were the two arguments which we were passing while creating an object for the class. So I am accepting the name and duration. And now we have to use these values to initialize the class variable. So the class variables are nothing but the self._name. So to differentiate this particular name which we are receiving in the arguments and the class variable name, here we are using a underscore in the beginning. So self._name is equal to name. So what we are doing is we are just storing the value which we have received from the arguments into the class variable. Similarly for the duration, self._duration is equal to duration and self._name is equal to name. So now using the value which we have received in the arguments of constructor, we are initializing the variables of the class named test. So now we have initialized the variables of the class named test. And next we have to implement two more methods named getName and getDuration. So in the printf statement, as we seen, we were using these methods to print the name and duration. So here first I am going to create the method named getName. So def getName, and in the arguments we should give self. So only then we can access the variables of the class. And in the return statement we have to return the name. So what we can do is we can just directly return. So we just need to write one line, return self._name. So when we are going to do that, the method getName is going to return the name of the particular test. And similarly another function named getDuration. So here also within the arguments we should give self and this should be returning the duration. So similarly just return self._duration. So this is how we can implement this class named test in order to get the desired output. Thank you for watching.